Hello. So today we back in 2005. We done went to the grocery store. Kids on spring break. So let's go to the store and let's get some things for the house. You know, things that don't have to keep you in the kitchen all day, to keep the kids, you know, fed and stuff all day. We pull back up to the house. I take what I'm going to take in the house when I first go in there, but then I stay in there because I'm the one putting everything away, organizing everything and stuff. And the kids are helping. The kids are bringing everything in. The next thing I know, one of the kids are saying, "It's a lady out here that wants you." Well, I go to that lady. I go back to the door and I'm talking to that lady. And that lady is from CPS. Now, when she first came there, I was like, okay, CPS. I've never had a run in with these people before. So as I talked more and more to her, she was talking about us chastising our children. And I said, okay. But the whole time that I'm talking to this lady, I'm thinking, yeah, this must be one of my neighbors did this. I'm looking and I'm angry and I'm thinking, now which one of these people I'm going to have to fight out here in this neighborhood already. And mind you, at this time, I ain't been out here. I probably been there about 3 years at this time. Who I'm going to have to fight now. But I talked to her and, everything went fine. She could see we was already putting groceries there on top of what was already there. But anyways, I was fixated in on one of my neighbors, one in particular that I had thought done it. And so I was talking to somebody who gives me great guidance. We haven't talked in a very, very, very long time, but I was talking to her and she said, "Look on the inside." Because I was angry. She said, "Look on the inside." Now, when she said look on the inside, I don't know what that means. What you mean, look on the inside? I wouldn't call CPS on myself. I couldn't get it together. I just couldn't get it together. But as the lady starts to, all of my kids were showing resistance. And at this time, I have 7 children. Everybody is showing resistance of going to talk to this strange lady that showed up to our house. And as all the rest of them looked at the lady real strange and was like, what you want to talk to me about? Well, nobody else was going and everybody else was just looking at the lady strange. And I'm like, well, who gonna go? Well, I had one child in particular that jumped up and was like, well, I'll go and talk to her. This particular child went right out and jumped right on in, talked to this lady and everything, and told them what it did. Everybody else went out there and talked to her. She took pictures of them, everything, came in, looked through the house, and all of that stuff. And I just still could not figure it out. So as the pieces of the puzzle began to come together, I found out by just thinking Why would this happen? And what happened was 2 days prior, there's a test that come up. And I'm well aware that one of my daughters like have anxiety when it comes to taking tests. But throughout teaching her, there's different ways that you can express that without manipulating um or making the situation worse. So what she decided to do was when it was time to take the test, because it's a time test, it's not the test that's the problem. It's she don't want to be timed on it. I just want to take it and take my time. uh and this is where her mind goes to. Let me go up here and cause a scene instead of, speak it out. So she walked up to the teacher's desk and took the number two pencils that they were about to test with, and she picked them up and she snaps the teacher's pencils in her face, breaking the pencils in half. The teacher called me personally herself and was like, pieces of the wood was flying in my face and everything. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, okay then. So of course, when she came home, justice was due. And it was not what the community describes as the kind of whoopings what we got back in the days where the lick may land where it landed. Nope. Bottom only. Well, after her chastisement, she went back to school. And the same teacher that called me and said that she did those things, my child went back to that teacher and then asked the teacher specific questions that made the teacher think, oh, she chastised her daughter, spanked her daughter, whooped her daughter, whichever way you want to call it, right? And that conversation sparked off a whole chain of events. So, um, and I'm just pausing because so many stories can lead into other ones that I just ain't quite ready to go into yet. But that was the day that CPS entered my life, that ended up being a back and forth with CPS for a total of 152 times and 250 calls from the police department. And when I tell you, I never thought in my life that it was one of my kids that did it. Never. I was ready to go at it with everybody else that was in the streets, but I never in a million years thought that it came from the inside. And to be honest with you, I never really figured it out. But I got a suspicion one day. And I asked God, I say, reveal it to me. What? I still don't understand what my sister was saying. Look on the inside. Well, I got a phone call from that daughter apologizing to me that she set off those chains of events. And she cried and she was sad about it. And I understood where she was coming from. But for the millions of lessons that I got out of all of that stuff that happened, I would not know the things that I know today had I not been through all of those lessons. So I didn't come to get so deep into that, but if anybody have any questions, because I know people be going through things, it's just some things that I'm willing to share to help somebody go through a process that they going through. I ain't saying help you get through the process by cheating. I can help you get through the process the right way by doing the right things. um And I appreciated my daughter for giving me that phone call and letting me know that it was her that did it. And I didn't skip a beat, not one time, because I'm not mad about it. But whew, it was some hell to go through. And then it wasn't, it wasn't only her. It just kaboomed into other things. Then there is other areas of this that and to me, I just wanted to start this off by that right there. I actually want to have a conversation today. This is not one of them where I'm just going to come on and talk and then boom, I'm going to disappear. Because that one right there to me is what you call a manipulation call from to CPS. Nothing was done maliciously or none of that stuff, but I have a very, very smart daughter. Another one that I want to talk about is the one that I originally thought had happened was a revenge calling. In the Black community, and it probably ain't only in the Black community, but we get people who play around with CPS and call on people who actually don't deserve it, but because we hate each other so much, let me cause a disaster in your life or make up some stuff about you that ain't really true, which is again a very, very messed up situation. And then there's that third one, that there is some people who do need to have CPS called on them, period. Everybody like trying to pick a side. I don't care who you is, honey. If I see you doing something that's absolutely crazy, I probably won't be your girl. I won't be the one to be able to sit next to you and just watch it happen. Not saying my first reaction would to be called CPS on somebody, but if it's something that I can't say to you or bring correction to it or whatever, hello. So I don't. You can ask a sister, brother, cousin. I don't stand on the side because you my family over here. I'm gonna do something special for you. No, I stand on the side of right. So if you're wrong and you want me to agree with you being wrong, I wouldn't be your girl. But I'm gonna speak to everybody at this time, and anywhere somebody want to like throw in a question or say something, go right ahead. I'm ready today. Hey, Kashaya, I hope I be saying your name right. Good morning to you. Good morning, J Mac. Pretty and pink. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, sis. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, absolutely. Thank everybody for coming through and chilling with me. And any questions that you all got. I mean, if you think it's the crazy, if you're asking for a friend, it don't got to be a question that come from you. Just asking for a friend. But I've been through so many different situations. I had my sons that I had prior to me meeting my husband, and they were used to it just being me and them, not really having a man's presence. So there was resistance, when they became to be teenagers, and no, he wasn't having it. So um that also sparked off some things, and because we were already connected into it, it was just like, okay, let's do it this way. So I've experienced it through a whole lot of different ways, but and two, I say it, I'm not against somebody calling CPS, especially if it's for the right reasons. If you feel like you need to if you feel like you need to, it's something that's important to you, and especially if it's taking away your peace that somebody ain't doing something right with a kid, then call them. Every secret ain't meant to be a kept secret. Sometimes you got to know when to tell one. So did she take the test? Absolutely. She ended up taking the test because she thought that her doing that would stop her from taking the test. And actually, they wanted to submit to her having her own timing, but no, because you did it that way, which I had already been talking to her about, is you can do something this way or you can do something that way. But because she made a choice again to do something in the wrong way, I told the teacher, no, she's still allowed to take the test. She's going to take the test and still have the same timing that everybody else had to take, because she chose to do it in the wrong way. So, yes, she did take the test. Um and she passed it. So when CPS got there, did they find anything worth looking into? Um did they find anything worth looking into? No, they didn't. It was as close the close the case out, and but then that was like it taught the other kids, oh, if we can do this and then we can have the people come over here. So then it's like it's like every whatever happens inside your house, it teaches everybody else that's around um how to do things. And then the kids are young, so they have conversations with each other about how I made this happen or how I made that happen, so they all start to get ideas. So yes, it took me through some things, and it also, the things it took me to through, it also made me learn different ways of doing things had I not gone through it. So but no, they ain't, with all of the calls that I receive, with all the calls that went to CPS on me, and all the cases that was open, I have never had one of my kids ever removed. It was thrown into my face as a threat that they were going to take one of my kids. And at that point, I was ready to go to war because and I'm laughing about it now, but when I say I was ready to go to war back then about my kids, I was ready to go to war about my kids. But the threat had been made, but only the threat was made because I, and I'll be willing to tell that part of the story about them threatening me. But just remind me a little bit later on, because I want to read some more questions and move along, so I end up getting back to them ending up threatening me the one time that they will try to take my kids. Um, Loyalty doesn't trump morality. I have to read that a couple of times. Loyalty doesn't trump morality. Oh yes, facts, facts. No, I have when I do stuff that I deem that's not right. The first thing I get dealt with is my sleep. I cannot go to sleep when I do something wrong. So, or something is like taking my peace away, which is why I come on here and I release it. Um, so no, it my peace is instantly taken away. So I try to walk the straight and narrow, regardless of whether you see I'm doing the right thing or I'm doing the wrong thing. And I do what gives me peace. When I'm doing something I should not do, my conscience bother me, and I can't sleep at night. So, right. Um, it taught the other kids how to manipulate situations. Got you. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It taught the rest of the kids. Well, if I don't want to do X, Y, and Z, or you mean to tell me I can just call these people and then and which is what it literally turned into, and then it was a lot. Um Good for her on passing, and also she learned about consequences. She absolutely did. She absolutely learned about consequences. She tried to and I be yeah, it's there's so much stuff around it, but I'm not I share stuff, and all of my kids know is like I want to share these stories to like possibly help somebody else through all of their stuff or whatever. And I try not to tell like so much of their story, because like I try to tell them to come and tell their story, but everybody don't want to be in front of a camera and like talk about things that happened to them or whatever. But like I still tell them about like all of the things that I learned from going through those situations. And I absolutely talk to everybody about all of the situations that I've been through, because listen, having 150 something cases open on you, that's a lot. That's a lot. They try to throw a lot of demands onto you and everything. So yeah, it taught the kids how to manipulate. Um, you are a true mama bear. I yes, and sometimes to a major default, but yeah, I don't. I've had on the other subject. I wanted to say that I've been around some people who you were talking about, calling CPS on somebody's. I've lived next to somebody who at 1:30 in the morning, me and my husband sitting up talking, and we hear a baby outside crying. And I'm like, hey, you hear that noise? It's like, yeah. So I jump up out of the chair, and then I run in outside to see who is this baby outside crying at 1:30 in the morning. I go outside, and it's my neighbor's son. He is barely 2 years old, and he's standing outside and he crying for his mama. Now I know her. And I go inside her house and I'm like, where is she? Nowhere to be seen. So I just get the little boy and I take him inside my house with me, and I, tell him, you're gonna be all right. She'll be back or whatever. Um, I say about an hour and a half went by, and she came back to her house. And I can hear her outside. I can hear her inside of her apartment screaming, looking for her son. I ain't say nothing. I let her scream and I let her holler, looking for her baby. I let her on purpose. She hollered, hollered, hollered. But I wouldn't budge because while she was out there hollering, she was saying things like, you know damn well you shouldn't open my door. When I get you, I'm going to whoop your ass. So I'm just listening to her outside, just ranting and raving, ranting and raving. I ain't budging nowhere. But as she started to rant and rage, I guess she came under the conclusion that she can't find her baby. My house looked dark on the inside. I ain't saying nothing. The baby is calm. He in the bed laying down. He cool. I let her go on and on and on looking for him. And then I finally came outside and I asked her, I say, what's wrong with you? She said, I'm looking for my baby. I say, what you mean you looking for your baby? I say, shouldn't he be in the house? She said he was in the house. He was in the bed asleep. I say, well, how he get outside? She say, I don't know. He done learned how to open the door and everything. So I was in there doing X, Y, and Z. I say, you a lie. I say, you was not in that house. I say, let me tell you something. I say, I have him. He inside of my house. She said, she at first, like she tried to dart around me and like she was finna bogart through me to go in my house and get him. And I stood right in front of her and I say, no, hell, you ain't. You ain't going to get nothing. You're not going to get him. And I saying you not gonna whoop his ass either. He ain't getting no whooping. I say, because you, as the mama, shouldn't have never left him in the house by himself in the first place. Now, sitting where I'm sitting today, I gave her grace back then. I did, because thinking about it today, it's like I would call that something to say. No, you leave your kid in the house by themselves. You deserve CPS to be called on you. But she had grace on that day, and I did not give her back her son at that time. She had to wait for him. And you go down there and you think about it, think about what you did. And eventually she ended up giving him to his grandmother to let him raise him because she had some other issues that went along with that. But just because there's a color of the skin, no, you have to do the right thing that you deem is the right thing in that moment, because anything on the outside of that and it can take your peace away, that's what a problem for me come in at. I have to do what gives me peace and allow me to close my eyes at nighttime. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. But I did end up giving her back her son the next day, and plus I knew his grandmother, them and everything, and I had talked to them and let them know, some things from there. But um that was a situation where, yeah, I could have called CPS, but I didn't on that time. I spoke my piece and I meant what I said, and she did ended up handing him over to his grandma. um but those things are where you got your little friends on the side of you that want to girls can be catty and stuff sometimes. So when we out seeking revenge, we can do a whole lot of things that don't that get the person in a different kind of way than instead of, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't co-sign for no stuff like that, calling CPS on nobody who I ain't seen do nothing wrong to their kid. No, none of that. So any of us females that's doing any of that stuff, and two, I talked about digging ditches. That's the kind of stuff right there that I'm talking about. That when you use that kind of stuff to get revenge. Now I don't know about, like, if somebody doing it to you or whatever. I don't even know if I'll do it then. But if that's what somebody using like that, and a person, they can't get a person up off of them, then you do how. Because let me tell you something. Ain't nobody, even in my nice, calm little voices and stuff, ain't nobody can come up to me and physically poke me in my eye and meant to do it, and then I not punch you back in your face. I just don't see that happening. So, um, you can't pinch somebody and then tell them how to hit you back. Is basically what I'm saying. So, um, you pause because you still want to protect them, and that's understandable. Yes, I pause because I'm also too not trying to say people's name or whatever. Now, if somebody come along and start jumping up and down and saying she talking about me and I ain't saying no name or whatever, then let's talk about it. We can talk about it. So I'm trying to be respectable in that way. But I'm gonna tell my stories from my point or whatever. Do I care about um throwing people name out there? Yes, I do. If I have to make a mistake and do it, trust me, it was not on purpose. I ain't trying. And then you're gonna have to look into 500 different people, because I know 4 and 5 people with the same name or whatever. But you know, yeah, I always try and pause and think about what I'm gonna say before I say it, because there's a lot of things that I have said before and not giving no thought about it. Don't even care about it. Just I said it. So we just appreciate what you are sharing, and thank you. uh I try. It's hard for me to come here. I want to have a conversation. I'm a I can get on the phone and conversate, but to come on here and talk to the screen is almost like I'm talking to my own self, because that's what I see on the screen is me. When I'm talking on the phone, it's like nobody's looking at my face. I make a lot of facial expressions when I'm having conversation with somebody. Just go and look at me somewhere having a conversation with people on a panel or whatever. I make all kinds of faces, and it's just like, it's because I'm into whatever they're talking about. And then sometimes it looked like I was zoned out of the conversation. I haven't zoned out of these, like you say, one little thing that's gonna spark my fire, and bam, I'm right on it. Let's talk. So, grace is something folks forget about until they want it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, with everything that I speak on, everything that I speak on, you would think that I am super duper angry with the people who I'm telling these stories about. I don't think not one person, not even in some of the videos that I've made where I'm exposing the person who touched me or did things to me when I was a little kid. I can't literally say to you that I'm angry at any of those people. My problem is I ain't never been able to cry about any of those situations, say anything about them. And I'm just in a place now. If you did it, you did it. And I can tell you, you don't have your grace was sufficient. It was sufficient. Even the stories I tell about my mom, we just ain't got to the stories of where me and my mom actually connected. And then I start to understand other things. But yes, I believe that there is a grace period on grace. How much grace do you get to have? Right. Do you know that saying, if you poke the bear, you expect it to be attacked? Something like that. Um, yeah, if you poke the bear, oh my gosh. I know ain't nobody expecting if you poke the bear, you just gonna get poked back. Man, please, you're gonna be cut all up, sliced all up. That bear gonna be slinging hands everywhere. And he got knives on the end of all them claws. Nah, mm-mm. You can't poke the bear. You cannot poke somebody in the eye and then tell them that they supposed to poke you back the same way. No, ma'am. That ain't gonna happen. Your tone is angry. Your spirit behind it doesn't feel angry. Right. Okay. So, and when you say to that spiritual, one of the videos I made, one day I'm talking to my sister on the phone, and she is in the presence of one of the guys that has pinned me down and taken what he wanted several times. And I hear his voice in the background. Now, up until this point, it's like if thinking about memories back in the days and everything, is like, because it had happened to me so many times in different ways, it's like it was normal. But to hear it and to know that I'm in my grown woman business now, it's like it was like devastating to hear his voice, because I haven't heard or saw him probably, last I saw him I was probably like 19. So uh imagine hearing that voice for the first time. And so when I'm making those little shorts and everything, like those things are like thoughts that I'm having right then about stuff that happened or something that's happening right now. It's like everything that I'll be speaking on is like literally something that has happened to me, or I've been in the presence of it happening. So yeah, but when I speak on it, sometimes the anger or I feel like I'm in the presence of it right now. Amen. Grace periods. Yes, I do believe there's grace on grace. There's a grace period on grace. I love that you're using your voice to tell your stories, and you and others are being healed at the same time. Yes. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm hopefully here to share some of the things that I went through, so it can help somebody else to you know, go through and do those things with a little bit more ease, and to be able to say it, because you can be sitting in a room full of people that's going through the same exact thing that you did. And I've learned this because when I'm in like small settings and everything, I don't mind talking to people. And so I'll start telling a story, and then before you know it, everybody at the table or in that group setting starts talking about something that I'm going through, but none of us don't know each other going through it because we too embarrassed to talk about it. Or we don't want to talk about it. And it's fine to be in that place, but sometimes you that lifesaver of letting somebody else know, who I thought I was the only one out here, and to be able to speak to somebody else about it that been in that situation and can understand you, ain't nothing like having a person that understands where you coming from when you talk to them. So I come on here, and some of the things that I feel like I share, I feel like I beat my own self down, and it's done wore me out to come on here and share that little bit. And then it's the all of my energy is sucked out of me. But then it's like the next few days is like I can't go back and watch none of my videos, but I can come back on here and do something else. But and I feel the more that I do it, the less I'm having to go through those things of like, it just takes everything out of me to come on and uh drop it. And I think too, I'm thinking too much about, talking to myself on this screen, even though I see y'all over here chat. I see y'all over here chatting and everything. But um And I'm glad you enjoyed listening to the story, Shawanda. Um Shalissa, people like to throw the rock and hide their hands. Ooh. I know a lot of different stories about that right there. It's like throwing a rock and hiding your hand. I got a lot of people that'll be willing to come to you and talk to you as a person. They'll give you information about somebody else, but don't know like a lot of other people giving the information. But when I have the same opinion, if I come into the presence of the person that five people done came and told me the same thing about it, and if I recognize that this person do that, yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind being the person to have the conversation with the person and say, yeah, I see it, but I don't have to throw those other people up under the bus. But I will be the one that says, no, there's other people who recognize that you do that. I wouldn't necessarily throw their name out there, but I would make them aware. And I'm just not that person. Like if I said it over here and a person coming to ask me about it, I always reveal my hand. Yes, I said it. Yeah, I said it. So, um, if you don't want them to know, then yeah, don't throw no rocks. You exhale and set that free. It's a good feeling. Yeah, it is a good feeling to drop it and say. And sometimes when I even record videos, I record it and I have to sit, and even the way I pause and take deep breaths when I'm talking. I literally do the same thing when I pre-record a video and I post it. I literally sit for a minute and before I press the button, but I eventually talk myself into. I mean, it's true. It's like go ahead and put it on, drop it on there. It's okay. um, sometimes sometimes someone else's story or a small detail can trigger a buried or forgotten memory. This is truly a comfort zone. And that's exactly what I want it to be, is a comfort zone. I don't want no I want people to be able to come over here and then nobody to come into the chat and be saying no crazy stuff about any questions that somebody asked them, because I'm a good reader of like what somebody trying to say. I'm getting better at the reading of this right here, because and sometimes like when I read something and I say I gotta read over that like 2 or 3 times. When I say I'm reading over something, when I read something one time, it's like I get it. That second time I read it, I'm processing it because I really want to understand what somebody says or whatever. But if I catch on that something else going on, my trigger finger is real happy. So just as in one of my posts, I was deleting people because I was thinking that they were I thought they was making comments at me. But in the when you're a content creator, it put like little quotation marks around it when like you comment up under somebody else's comment. So when I would see them in my notification, I was like, oh no, they didn't. And I was blocking people, honey, and I blocking all the wrong people or whatever. I was like, oh girl, you owe these people an apology. Let me go back and apologize. But over here, that's what I wanted to be, a comfort zone of asking questions. Asking questions of me, because I know how to tell you I don't want to talk about that, or quite possibly I could say none of your business. I don't like to be rude like that or whatever, but I I match energy. You know what I'm saying? If you calm and I'm calm too. I don't know what else to say about that. But I want this to be a comfort zone where you can come and you can ask questions. And if I got the answers, I'll be glad to answer. And if I don't know, I don't mind saying, oh, I don't know nothing about that right there. Now that's funny too. That even when I just said that, that made me think about something because I wanted to ask somebody one time, how old do people be when they stop having relationship? You not relationship, but relations. And my sister was like, "Oh, let's call my mama and ask her." I was like, "You gonna ask your mama a question like that?" She was like, "Yeah, she'll answer it." And then we called her mama on the phone, and her mama was like, her mama was 72 at the time, 62, 72. She was 72. How old you be when you stop having the S word? Mama said, you gonna have to call somebody else and ask them that because I don't know nothing about that. But I felt like laughing when she said that. So I know how to say I don't know nothing about that right there. So but question free comfort zone, questions, free questions, comfort zone over here, and anybody disrespecting, you will get a nice little flight out of here. Never to be seen again. Good morning, K Crystal Jewelry. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate everybody that came in here and sit and listening and asking questions. I love questions. Because that's the only way that I can stay on here. Because after a while, I think I just be babbling on and talking about stuff. But I even do that on the telephone. I'll be babbling on, but then people start laughing because through my babbling, then they be like, "Girl, I just called you and got everything that I needed. We ain't even got to talk about it." So I just, I start laughing by that. But your story could be the key that unlocks someone else's prison. Woo. Yeah. Yeah. And I've met a couple of people that don't know that they have the key in their own hand to unlock their very own prison. But when you've been in prison your whole life, how do you know how to be free from prison? So it is a scary thing to know you holding the key in your hand, and what has been normal to you your whole life is scary to stick that key in the hole and unlock it and find out what's on the other side of that door. Because me myself, I feel like I've been protecting all of the people, and I've been made to be like, "Girl, you crazy." But people don't say it in the way of like they say I'm crazy, like "Girl, you crazy." It ain't like that right there, but it's like if I'm telling a story, because I don't tell a lot when I'm talking to like people, everyday people that I know in real life. Um I'm usually telling it like in a laughing manner, but I'm being very honest while I'm saying it. And so every time I have a conversation with somebody, I'm being told I'm crazy in a different way versus back in the days where I was crazy because if I tried to tell a truth or something, I was crazy. So that crazy has went from "Girl, you so crazy," people laughing because they know you telling the truth about it, and it doesn't matter who's standing in the room. I'm saying what I'm saying and I'm telling the truth. So yeah. Break out of your prison, you holding the key right in your hand. It may seem like it's so scary and it may feel like it knock you down on the ground, but be willing to find out what's on the other side of the door. Your channel is truly a breath of fresh air because you tell it like it is. I sure be trying to, and sometimes I be trying to hold back, and I do be thinking about how somebody gonna feel about what it is that I'm saying. But again, I said if you don't jump up and down and throw your hands up in the air and say it's me that it's me that she talking about, then neither will I. But and let me say that, because say this, now that I think about it, it's like some people know I ain't willing to share their name, but then again, I might go back to a place because I had a change of I literally only knew one of the people that did something to me. I knew him only by his initials, which was TD. But I went and found out what his initials, that because that's what everybody called him. And I went and posted up under the video what his real name is. So some people, yeah, I'm willing to put it on the line. And just others, it just ain't it's not that important. It just really is. And I just want to tell the story so that because if I was a part of it, it's also my story too. So um I like to tell the stories. And I'm telling you, every single one of them that I tell, it got something to do with me, or I was there in the presence of when it happened. So I'm gonna tell the story. I also I thought about one of my friends that she used to say, try to take everything and turn it into what she say, turn it into church stuff. So they'll be singing songs. I'll be singing the song, changing the words to the songs. Because then I was taught, words have meanings, words, songs that you sing and stuff. You singing certain things. Be careful of what you singing and you putting inside of yourself, when you singing it, because things you wouldn't say to your own self, you'll find yourself singing it. That's a different way of getting it on inside of you. I don't know who that was for and how I ended up getting there, but that was for somebody. When you tell your stories, I notice that you are always respectful of others, even if it is very painful for you. I do, and I almost see that as like that's a flaw of mine, because one thing that a lot of people may not know, when you've been touched in the wrong way as a child, there's parts of you that not everything that they do hurts, and not every moment with them is the worst thing. So it's like a balance. Is like you can still, even though these people do those things to you, there's still like some level of love. You talking about a child at this point, and then that's kind of something like you have to grow out of, and you realizing that you're protecting people that did not protect you. So you have to, in your own mind, make it make sense as to how far that goes. When it's like this guy, I could have went without saying his name, but to think about the boldness of and the way he leaned in to give me that hug, uh, caused me a lot of stress in my head. So um but still find myself having consideration for him. I think about their kids, I think about his wife, because none of them ever did anything to me, but I gotta tell my story. So I do have respect for the people. I don't even know if you should call it respect, but I got some kind of consideration for them, even though they cause me pain. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Um, yes, words and songs. Be careful of what you ingest. Absolutely. Now that's a funny story right there, because there's this song, and I kind of like old school stuff, because like my stepmom and them, my dad and them used to play music all the time, but my stepmom was always playing music and stuff. And she played the old Betty Wright, my baby and I are back together again. They used to play that old school stuff. So they got this song, Lord, what this lady name is. She's like, if I back it up, what you gonna do? If I put it on you, baby, What you gonna do? Nah. We riding down the road yesterday and I'm playing this song. Honey. My kids are singing the song too. So even with that, I'm just like, oh Lord. Yeah, I gotta switch them songs up. So yeah, still I'll be having, I listen to those old school things or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm listening to it in front of them. So how can I tell them, not, the 11-year-old just back there singing it like she all like she got a man or something. Like, oh Lord have mercy. But um yeah. Watch your songs, I can sing a song like that, but then thinking about it as I just said that, I'm like, my 11-year-old was holding, they was killing the song yesterday, like cracking up. I'm just thinking on the inside of me, Lord, they talking singing the song by backing it up. I enjoy hearing your voice and hearing your stories. I appreciate that very much. Speak your truth. Continue to find peace for yourself. I will absolutely keep on aiming to have peace. You have a good day too, J Mac, and thank you for always showing support. I appreciate you so much. Spiritual, you gonna make tap my folks library. Your Yeah, I love me some old school music and stuff. Um Girl, my mama used to play Betty Wright all the time. No pain, child, yes, no pain, no gain. See, if I have a little cold right now, I sing you a little no pain, no pain. Let me see how. Oh yeah, I just sung a little bit of that anyways. But she say, "My baby and I are back together again. Loving is better than it's ever been. If it wasn't for the trials we've been through, I never have the courage to come back to you. See, love is a flower, needs the sun and the rain. A little bit of pleasure's worth a whole lot of pain. If you learn this secret, how to forgive a longer and a better life you live. No pain, no pain, no gain. That's a true statement. No pain, no gain. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna go because I already feel it. These kids and all of these little mega germs that they be bringing home from school with them now. um but thank you very much. Thank you very much. I love me some Betty Wright. Do is any of y'all in here on Star Maker? I go to Star Maker every now and then. I love singing over there. Betty was tripping though, talking about a piece of man is better than hey, yeah, no, that now see when Betty started talking about see having a piece of man is better than having no man at all, honey. That's what right there where I disagree with Betty. With Betty. Um Betty, I don't want the pieces, girl. No, I had to change the words when I get to that part right there. Um, I'm not. Okay then. I thought earlier you were saying that you was going you had to go, you had to leave. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm saying that you have a great heart. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll try. Thank you, Shawanda. Um, and she was, but that was old mentality. A piece is better than nothing. Yep, and two, it's a different way that I can think about a piece is better than having nothing at all because to some extent, ain't we all pieces of who we actually becoming when we come together with somebody? So, maybe she meant it in that way. I don't know, but when I think about it, in that way, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want no piece of man. Cause see, when I think about you saying a piece of man, that means you got to share him with everybody. No. That's the way that I look at when Betty singing that. That don't mean Betty Wright meant that's what she meant when she was singing that part of it. Because I do think to some extent none of us ain't. No, not to some extent. I don't believe none of us are whole when we come together with somebody. We gonna become a whole. We gonna work on some stuff together when we become, you know, whatever. But I don't know what Betty meant. We have to ask her. Oh, we can't. I'm sorry. Ooh, girl. Peace is better than nothing. Next live should be titled I'm Here to Sing. I'm here for it. No, J Mac, I be trying not to sing on here because now when I be on Star Maker, see, they don't have your face showing on there. You can have the option of singing with your face showing. But I make some faces when I be singing, and I know that, honey, child, I don't want to call them not like no ugly faces, but I call them ugly faces. I be one eye be closed, your lip be all turned kind of crazy and everything. So, yeah, and I'll be like, let me hit the button and turn the camera off, to sing on here, and then I sing more comfortable without having a whole bunch of people seeing me face to face saying like yeah, I make faces. um but I'm here for it. You know what, I come from a singing family. Like I absolutely would make a live. We could come on here and do karaoke one night, me and my sister and them. Everybody in our family just about sings, so we could do a karaoke night on here. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's a good idea, J Mac. um I don't like sharing either, and I don't share. Right. No, now back when I've been in situations where a man has told me before that he gonna do X, Y, and Z. He was letting me know before he got ready to do it. Yes, he was being honest, but I was so young and like went for that. But pretty much everybody who in my younger years until I got to a place where it's like I just don't want to be with nobody. Sharing is not where it's at. No. um that ain't not that ain't there's a lot of things that I share. But my man ain't one of them that I like to share. Hmm. You into it when the face is twisted and things. Yeah, yes. When I even when I'm on Star people be like, "Girl, you all in your feelings." I am like every song that I sing is like I'm feeling it. Like whatever mood I'm in for the day is like whatever I'm in my feelings. If I'm happy, I feel like I can make my own self cry when I'm singing a song. I can be very emotional or whatever. I've sang songs that I started crying in the middle of singing of my own self, and some of them I started crying because when they say you tore that song up, not that kind of toe it. Like I tore that song up. Like, girl, you should not have sung that song. I have those times too. Um, but yeah, that face be twisted up, so I'd be like, but like if I just block it out of my mind and just go ahead and do it, yes, you'll see one of these days I'll end up doing, but I cannot do no songs without I can't keep no straight face. I just can't do it. um Y'all, Star Maker is hidden. It's free to download. Me and her are on there. You can hear her sing live or watch a video she already did. Yes, we absolutely Star Maker is fun. You ain't got to come over there. People try to encourage you over there to spend money and everything. You don't really need to spend money over there. You can come over there and say make up your own profile, change it into whatever you want to change it to. Nobody ain't even got to know who you is or whatever. And you can go into different rooms. You can be friends with other people over there, and you can follow them from room to room and like listen to I just be going to different rooms, even though our family has our own room on there. We don't really be in there unless like somebody be like, let's start y'all room up tonight and let's have a party in y'all room. But we have fun. You can chat in the chat over there and everything just like this, and you can request, hey girl, why don't you sing this song right here? But yeah, it's fun. It's, when you got people to talk with and mingle with, and and it's fun over there. um I'm here for the karaoke. That's my thing all day. Yes, this is one of my sisters right here. She a singing sister too. Yes, she is. Um, and that's Shalissa, that's me. Sharing is caring, but I don't care to share my man. I know that's right, spiritual. I can't sing with you. We'll be up there. We'll be up there crying together. It has definitely been like that times for me. You also can do things where like we can get up there and sing a karaoke song together. Like it put us together on the screen, and we can do duets together, stuff like that. Don't let me encourage y'all to come over there. Yeah, y'all come on over to Star Maker and sing with us sometime. Girl, remember when Vesta was saying, oh girl, yeah. Shawanda. Girl, yes. Vesta. I remember back in the day standing in front of that TV in front of BT BET. Uh Thinking I was Vesta singing that song. Ooh, I thought it could have been me. I'm wrong. I'm wrong for that one. Yes, girl, you called out a good one just then. Yes, Vesta is that's the song right there. It twists her face up. Yeah, yes, Vesta used to make them faces. She had and beautiful voice. She sang her heart out. Love me some Vesta. So get it, Tashana. Sang your heart out. Yes. Yes, ooh, you made my heart jump all over the place. I wonder when you see it. Vesta. Yes, goodness. That's it right there. um there you go. See, Shawanda, that's what I be getting right there. Is like, nah, she's like, Tashana, you all crazy, girl. Yeah, I know. That's why I told I be telling my sister, to take the. Well, I used to get mad because people call me crazy. The things that make us mad in my family. This is literally what I do to my sister. So my sister was one of those people who a lot of people made her feel like she was dumb. Sis, I don't mean to be telling your testimony because this literally one of her testimony. Make her feel like she dumb or whatever. So I do things like, okay, the thing that makes you feel or try and beat you down in the ground, I'm the one that I'm take those things and I give them a name that reminds them that people trying to call them dumb. And I literally be like, girl, now you dumb. And so when we sit and laugh about it now, when people come up and it's like, try to give her like the mentality of like she, try to make her feel like she dumb or whatever. I told her from now on, it's gonna take the sting out of it, and you will start to laugh about it because you know for sure that you're not dumb. I don't answer all questions that my sister asks me. No, you go and think about it your own self and you answer for yourself, see what you come up with. No, I ain't raised no dumb kids. Will they make mistakes? Absolutely, they will make mistakes. I ain't raised no dumb kids. I didn't even allow my kids to call each other dumb. But I do things like that or give them like little names or whatever that they know we talking about and laugh about it just so, and they know. Don't receive that junk as a negative knock against you, especially when you know you're not dumb. So I like that song because in some parts she sounded like mama. Yeah, but my mom um did a few records. So was a singer. So that's where my grandma was a singer. Like I come from whole long lines of singing. We grew up singing in the church. Um, Actually, my sister right here is the one that got me into doing karaoke. I never thought about really doing it like that. And then the other sister is what introduced us to Star Maker. So I've enjoyed that, being on Star Maker. Now I've been on there for like almost 3 years. But it's a fun app. Just don't go on there and like give all of your money away. But there's definitely some people on there that you could be listening to, and you be like fumbling. Oh Lord, let me go and let me just get a couple of coins and give to this person, because Lord knows they deserve it. I mean, you talking about, there is some people over there, especially like if you just you used to like on Sunday, like you turn your Sunday music on. There's rooms that you go into over there, that there's other people like singing the gospel songs or whatever that you want to hear, or whatever. You can go to the club over there and turn it on over there, wherever you want to be at the time. There's places you can go over there. And when I tell you about some powerful voices, there's somebody on here on YouTube named Joel Ballard. He on YouTube too. Me and him, he on YouTube too. Yes, that's a true statement. But he is also on Star Maker too, and me and him done did a couple of songs together. I mean, the brother is bad. He can sing. You can see on there, but there is rooms over there for every kind of music that you want to hear. But I mean, yeah, y'all go and check them out. I'm over here advertising like they paying me. I like that song because yes, I mean, you are a good crazy. Yeah, and that's exactly how I receive it now when somebody call me crazy. Sometimes I just say, yeah, you just saying I'm crazy, and I'm telling the truth when I'm saying it. Like a good girlfriend that would keep you laughing. Yep, I try. In the comfort of your home. That's the beauty of it. I know that's right. You ain't gotta go nowhere and be in nowhere, but you can grab your drink or your whatever it is that you do. No judgment over here. It's a good place to go and to relax your mind. I mean, even sometimes I just get my little phone and go out in my car to get away from everybody in the house and just go out there. And sometimes just go and listen to people saying. But also, I want people to tell me where y'all go at, what other sites like y'all go to and like do things, like that. I ain't real computer savvy and all of that there stuff, but hey, I don't mind going to like new places and like doing that. But this app, Star Maker, you are in the comfort of your own room. And also too, they have, like, in our room, we can switch our room around and we can sit in chairs and we can literally hear each other's voices in there and talk to each other instead of like typing in the chat over here. They have rooms over there where you can sit in chairs and you can lock the room. It can just be you and whoever you want to be in there. You can lock the rest of the people out of the room and we can just sit in the room and talk about whatever we want to talk about. But there's different advantages over on Star Maker. So there I go. I'm still advertising for them. I need a check, Star Maker. So your wine or your drinky drink, yes, all of that in the above, whatever it is that you do, come right on over and do it. We should make up a time. I just don't know when I want to go over there. I could say, let's go over there and do a little room tonight, but of course you would have to in order for you to end up in a room or something with me, you would have to go over to Star Maker and follow me on Star Maker. And on Star Maker, I do believe I changed my name to Life with Tashana, but if not, it's Tashana over there. You can see me over there. I don't even know how to post my link or any of that any of that over here. I ain't gonna even pretend like I know how to put the link for me over there. But for anybody who want to try it out, like tonight, let's see what would be a good time for anybody who did want to come over there and like try it out or something like that for tonight. Cause then I don't know how to work around what it is that I'm doing. But they say me and you need a check for the advertisement. But usually if I go over there, and I log in like around 7:30, and then I just like stay on there and go to and I just go to different rooms, and sometimes I'm on there until like 10, 11 o'clock, and sometimes earlier. But everybody get to choose how long you want to stay over there and visit. I like to hop around to different rooms and visit different people. um We sure can. I forgot about that. Me and her. Star Maker is one of your happy places. That's why you enjoy sharing it so much. Yes, it is. And I don't get to go on there like every single night. Like my intentions is to go on there a lot of the times, but then it's like sometimes I just don't make no time for myself, or I'm doing other things, or um talking business with other people, or things like that. But Star Maker is definitely my fun place. um Shalissa say she is available tonight. Well, I tell you what, we can go over there and we can start up our room tonight. And in our room, I think our room is called Music Bird over there. But all you gotta do is type in Tashana's name, and I'm pretty sure you'll see me as like it'll be the same picture that's up here in the top, and that's on my thing where I had dreads in my hair then. But most of my things are all the same now. I mean, just go, even if you just go over there and experience. If you like to do karaoke, it's a good fun place to go over there and go to different party rooms and just see what they got going on over there. Find your type of music. You have some rooms that everybody sing all kinds of music. That's the kind of room that we have. Everybody saying anything. If they come in there, we got some people that come in and rap. I mean, there is so many talented people over there. But yeah, we can go over there and set everything up at 7:30 tonight on Star Maker. If you feel free to join, come through and join. But I'm going to get ready and get off here. I feel like this was a great live, and the first time, like, I feel like, let it flow, girl. But just to hit on what I came on here for, um use CPS and in the proper way. And the proper way is whatever gives you peace about how you use it. Use it. And if you've ever been called on before, take advantage of what you learn from it, and each one of us teach one. So again, I appreciate you all for being here, and hopefully I'll see some of y'all over on Star Maker tonight. If you haven't already, like the video, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you all for being here and listening to me do what I call Babylon. And hey, we also over here, we the high class gardeners, because y'all do know I'm a gardener, but I don't mess with no bugs, and I don't mess with no worms, and I don't spray that crazy stuff. on my garden. So that makes me a high class gardener. See, I got a husband that come over here, yeah, over in the garden. And if there's a bug or a worm, see, I grow the food. I don't play with no bugs. And so that makes me a high class gardener. Us, the high class gardeners over here. So glad I finally caught you live. Hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. I hope all of you all have a blessed day as well. Thank you all again for joining me. Thank you. You made my day pretty in pink. Thank you very, very much, J Mac. Y'all have a blessed day, and thank you for being a part of my day. Until next time, see you later, high class gardeners.